Hello, my beauties. My name is Yadi, and I am a member of the Junior League of Yakima. I'm also a Latina business owner. I own a clothing brand called Wild J. We are based out of Yakima, inside my shop right now. And I am here to tell you the importance of having a vision for your life, what a vision board is, how it works, and how to create one. But first, a little bit about me and my brand. Wild J's mission is to inspire and empower you to live your most authentic life, meaning to be yourself, to be you. Do you love you, all of you, the good, the bad, the flaws, inside and out, and truly have it come from a place of love. I personally understand how hard it could be to truly accept yourself, love yourself, and live authentically because of our upbringing or the circumstances that we are in, the society, that we're in and what we see all around us. We can tend to get distracted, go the wrong path, or even get lost, lose ourselves if we don't have a vision for who we want to be, where we want to go, and what we want to do in life. So that's why it's really important to have that vision for your life. What inspired me to create my clothing brand was I wanted to create a platform in which I can reach thousands or millions of lives through the brand itself, but so that I had that ability to be able to help others, inspire and empower through my story of adversity. Well, as a child, I experienced my parents go through a really bad divorce. When my parents separated, my siblings and I ended up in foster care for quite some time. When I got out of foster care, I then went through years of emotional and sexual abuse that led me to run away. By the time I was in middle school, I was always on the run. I was skipping school. I joined a gang. I was getting into trouble, getting arrested, couch surfing, and at times homeless. I felt so alone, and I had no idea that there were resources and people, school counselors and teachers that I could have actually reached out to and asked for help. It was a really bad time for me. I got pregnant when I was 15, dropped out of high school my freshman year. And it was my probation officer when I was 16 years old that had me go back to school, get my GED, and then she encouraged that I take some college courses. And I did a one-year program to start off with, and that helped me get a good job by the time I was 18. After that, for about 5 years, I worked at a correctional facility working with youth. That is when I discovered that working with youth and mentoring and having my one-on-ones was what I was really passionate about. And I have my probation officer, who I could say she was my mentor. She's the one that I'm very grateful for having shown me a new way of life and given me direction. And showing me that, it doesn't matter how you're raised and what you go through. There's always a better life, and there's always another way, and there's always people that are there, willing to help you. You just gotta ask. Just don't get in trouble like I did. But she was a game changer for me when I was young. Vision boards are tools used by people all over the world. It helps with giving you that clarity, that focus, and determination to accomplish, your set goals or dreams. And it serves as a daily reminder so that every day you do something that just gets you closer to achieving those goals in your dream life. So I'm really excited to get started. And here we go. All right, let's get started with our vision boards. So in your box, you should have a poster board. In my case, I'll be using a small, medium-sized canvas for my vision board. You should have a glue stick. You'll need a pair of scissors, notebook, pen, and some magazines for your cutouts. In my for my example, I did some digital printouts, and I can explain more on how to do these in just a moment. But these are the supplies that you'll need for your vision board. Okay, so the first step is to take a few minutes before you get started to really tune in and focus on what you really want to accomplish for the year, what goals you'd like to reach. Think about who do you want to be, or where do you want to be a year from now, and just take some time to journal, brainstorm, or create a list, which is what I'm going to do, so that my list serves as a guide for when I'm looking for images, phrases, words that I want to represent on my vision board. If you journal and create your list, it'll just really give you that direction and guide you through the whole process. My vision for 2021, I kept pretty simple. Self-care is very important this year, especially with everything that is going on in the world. We really need to take care of ourselves. Empowerment and Wild J. Growing my Wild J brown. Both of those go hand in hand. But these are the three things that I want to focus on for the year. And when I go to look for my images, I'll be looking for what I consider to be self-care, and maybe some words and phrases and images that are going to represent each of my category, you could say. So I'm keeping it pretty simple. You could be as broad as you'd like. You can create a board that kind of reflects what your dream life would look like, or something more specific to your life. But again, the example that we're going to work on is a 1-year action plan. That's another word that I prefer to call my vision board. It's an action plan for me. When you have a dream, it becomes your vision. But when your vision has a date, for example, the 1-year mark, it really becomes your reality. So yeah, let's get started. Like I mentioned earlier, I decided to go with digital prints for my vision board. I didn't have any magazines to cut out, even though magazines are a lot more fun than digital. But if you do have access to a smartphone or a computer and a printer, this is another option. I used an app called Canva, and we'll be sure to add the Canva link down below in the notes so that you can download it if you choose to go this route. On Canva, it allows you to create a collage with images that you upload from your cell phone or from Pinterest and Google Images, wherever you get your images from. It also allows you to create your own phrases and words, and just create your collages so that then you can print. Once you've printed them, or when you have your magazines, cut out all your images in whatever shape, style, or design you'd like, and just set them aside so that you can start working. Once you cut out your images and lay them out, you can then start gluing them onto your board and placing them in a way that feels that that is appealing to you, that makes sense to you. And it's okay to have all these empty spaces within the board, because that just means that there's opportunity and room for growth. Life happens, and you also have new goals that come up, and these empty spaces will just allow you the opportunity to just keep adding to your board throughout the year. So don't feel like you've got to cram it all in. Sometimes less is more, and just create your board however it makes you feel focused and inspired. This is a vision board that I created a couple of years ago with magazine cutouts, and by far this is one of my most favorite vision boards that I've ever created. As you can see, there's a lot more words than there are images, but what I was creating for that year was more of a mood for the year. This board represents how I wanted to feel, where I wanted to be, words of affirmation, words that inspire me, that are powerful. It was very different from my vision board this year, and every year they're a little different. So it really just depends. There's no right or wrong with vision boards. It just depends on what you want to focus on and accomplish for the year, and how you want to translate that into your board. I'm going to show you just a couple more examples of vision boards that you can create. This one again was using Canva, and rather than cutting out my images, I just placed my images on top of another image, added some words, some goals, and then labeled it travel. So this is like my travel mood board, and it's just one sheet that I printed out and then glued onto my poster board. Then I've got this example here. This is one of my favorites. These are words of affirmation. Again, I used Canva and placed my words. I chose the color and the fonts and created a background for it, and printed it out. And either you can frame it or have it as a binder insert. If you don't have access to a smartphone or computer and a printer, know that you can do this with your magazine cutouts. You know, all you have to do is do the same thing as you did with your board, but on a smaller scale, and then just place them on your sheet, glue them, and frame it, or, you know, put it in your binder. So those are two other examples that I have. Thank you so much for watching this video and following along. I really wish I could see all of your vision boards. And I encourage you to go out into the world as visionaries and make all your goals and your dreams come true. And believe in yourself. Know that you're not alone. There's always somebody you can reach out to and ask for help or ask for guidance. You've got me here too if you ever want to reach out. And leave your mark in this world. You know, believe in yourself, in you, and know that anything is possible if you believe. Because of our theme, Bloom Where You Are Planted, I just want to share that wildflowers are my favorite flower, because they weren't intentionally planted nor seeded. They just happen to grow in the wild. And they're all so different, so one of a kind and unique. So those are my favorite flowers. I feel like I can relate, you know, given my circumstances. So are you a wildflower?